Peace and blessings. Rainbow Heart Freedom Eagle here. Go ahead and say hello, hit like, subscribe, drop a comment. Big ups to the family. Good rising, good morning, whatever you want to say. Wait for more people to come on in. Today is June 6, 2020. Did any of you get your full moon manifestations last night, yesterday, or even earlier? Rainbow Heart Freedom Eagle here. Go ahead and put a like. You can also subscribe to us to bearnrainbow.com. Subscribe to Bear Rainbow at our free email newsletter and or our mobile app, mini mobile app. Okay, that way you can get notified with our specials and offers. Anyways, I didn't think I was gonna jump on today and do this. However, because I actually have a long day of classes this weekend. So, but however, I was really inspired to at least touch base upon it. Just realized, let me get completely ready. Who's here? Those of you who have been watching us and know me and Bear, you know us better for our psychic protection. And yeah, even though I keep saying that we didn't choose it and it may not be my favorite subject or topic, but that's what you guys want. That's what people want. So here I am, and I just wanted to let you know that instead of these long, like 8 to 10 hour day classes, I'm going to be diving in and seeing how I can offer the 1 to 2 hour little shorter segments. So, getting everything situated. Go ahead and say hello. All this cleansing, it's been raining. Not so heavily, but it's been raining. Good elemental cleansing medicine, especially with all the unearthing of the discomforts, the quote-unquote trash, all this energetic, emotional, physical, relational, everything, all this sludge that's being exposed, not just in the world, and in addition to what's inside ourselves. Okay, so yes, I will be doing some classes, and I need your help because those of you who are interested in psychic protection, you want to know certain things, and where your help comes in is, okay, trying to adjust this, hold up, okay, I'm trying to figure out not just the order, but what's the popularity, like where I should start instead of just doing these. Yes, we will be keeping our bigger, longer programs, but now we want to offer these bite-sized 1 to 2 hour. I'll be offering the 1 to 2 hour online classes. That way you can have, when it's live, you can have access to me and we can talk live in real time as if we're in a classroom, but it'll be virtually. So go ahead and check on in, drop a comment, say hi, go ahead, like, subscribe. Rainbow Heart Freedom Eagle here for people who are just joining. We're giving a little bit more time so people can come on in. Oh, by the way, today's topic is called draining interactions, and I've wanted to do this for a long time. A lot of interrelated topics. You're like, oh, well, are you talking from a shamanic standpoint, like healing, spiritual, or are you talking like from business? Because I'm also an entrepreneur. So I'm talking to both people. Um, and these classes, who can they help? Um, these classes that I'll be offering, they're for healers, emerging healers, and empaths who are struggling with black magic and bullying so that they can feel more in control and peace of their relationships and their psychic abilities. So if this sounds like something that would be of interest for you, whether you're an emerging healer and you're an empath and you want to get control of your psychic abilities and figure out and understand why certain things are happening to you and you're getting overwhelmed, you're getting attacked, you're maybe misinterpreting things and you're maybe perceiving that you're getting attacked but you're not, then let's connect. I'll prepare the links in the near future of these short series of classes that I'll be leading online, all revolving around psychic protection. So, all right, let's get it in. The topic of this video today is called draining interactions. You're like, Rainbow, that sounds so vague. How does that relate? How does that relate to psychic protection? Okay, what is draining interactions? An example of a draining interaction could be someone asking you something over and over and over, like maybe a kid in the back seat of the car. Hey, mommy, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? And you just don't want to hear it anymore. It's like somebody in a classroom and you have to, how many of you guys have been in a group? Probably everyone here. Whether you're at work or in a classroom setting and some people are asking these questions, getting everyone off track, and you're teaching, you're the teacher, and I'm trying to be able to be seen. I'm like cut off. Okay, but that's okay because I value more the audio than so much of seeing me. Honestly, I prefer to do audio over video when delivering information. However, to interact, I enjoy seeing people and seeing their energy move in live real time. I enjoy that over social media, conversing with people more so in person, face to face, and or live, at least through video. But once you're already familiarized with the person, is just as powerful, if not more, because then you're not distracted by all these other visual things. Anyways, draining interactions. I mentioned the classroom, the kid in the back of the car. Now, the classroom, there's some people who are just like, they rile everyone up, they get the whole class off track, and the teacher's just like getting drained sometimes if they don't know classroom management. So I did make another video on power management because, a lot of people like to talk about, success-oriented things such as time management. Well, this is beyond time management. This video, which you can look it up, power management, I believe it's called Power Management with Rainbow. You can probably find it on our youtube.com/BaronRainbow. And the title is something like that. But it goes a lot along with what I'm talking about right now. So if you are interested in these psychic protection online classes, these gatherings, go ahead and connect with me, whether it's here on any of our social media and our website. You can see the contact form, our website, baronrainbow.com. And that way, I can make sure when I receive that message, you can get the link. The link will be sent to you by one of us to enroll. So it's June 6, 2020. That'll be happening in the very near future. Okay, so when you're in the classroom, the teacher can get drained if they don't know classroom management. Well, how does this apply to you? This applies with all your relationships. This applies with your relationship to yourself, your friends, your coworkers, whatever, your church, your institution, your organizations, if you're in business, your clients, students, customers, prospects, just the audience, how the world knows, sees, perceives you, and how you broadcast yourself out to the world is how you train people and or the universe to treat you. So it really goes deeper than just physical interactions, even though the title of this video is called Draining Interactions. It also interfaces with globally. The internet connects us all globally. It also interfaces with spiritually in the ethers, in the astral realms, in the spirit realms, in the different timelines, different lives, different meaning, past, present, future, lives, timelines, time continuums. And there are people who like to criticize what we do, what we say, what we stand for, or maybe they might think, oh my God, Bear and Rainbow are for what? Maybe, let's say, this president. And the thing is, one of the draining interactions, here's another example of operating out of the lack matrix, is needing to be right. Just because you assume that, oh, someone is for this person or this philosophy, you may assume that just because operating out of the lack matrix, you need to be right and you need to put things and people in a box. That is limiting. And the thing is, just because, for example, I may mention someone like, oh, okay, this journalist does research, look at this. It doesn't mean that I like or support that person. Or, for example, my husband, my business partner, Bear, there are things that we coexist, but we disagree. Do we fight about it? Yes. Do we get heated about it? Yes. So even someone who's more in alignment with me, who's very in alignment with me, it doesn't mean that, we're open and honest, but it doesn't mean that I'm going to oh, I don't like what you say, I don't like what you stand for, let's go to war. All these words that I'm talking about, whether they come from and by the way, if you are here, go ahead and drop a comment. I do invite the respectful, reciprocal engagement, conversation, discussions, and yeah, we can take it from there. And take what is helpful to you, and if it resonates with you, cool. If it doesn't at this time or never, then just leave it out. That's the point I'm trying to make. Nothing's black and white, and one of the characteristics of operating out of there's many words, but I'm just going to use those words like matrix just because it's easy to keep talking, is the need to be right and the need to put people and things in a box. See, these are very limiting. If you need to be right, that's actually operating out of the lack war mentality, lack war, poverty, scarcity, fear. Okay, so hello guys. Go ahead and engage. Drop a comment. Say hello. You can say your name, where you're from, all that stuff, and how you're doing, how you're enjoying this live that I'm on right now. So, okay, draining interactions is the title of this video. Why is this important? How does this affect you? Okay, you can lose happiness. You can be unhappy. You can be so unhappy that you're actually full of depression and even suicide. This is true. There are people that commit suicide. And you can look at people's lifestyle and it makes sense. Oh, why did this person commit suicide? How else are draining interactions important? death. I know this sounds pretty morbid, but when you don't take care of yourself and you don't understand the way of the universe, things, your health, your body, everything, how everything is interconnected, you can kill yourself. You can be very toxic, obese, sick, morbid. You can die because, well, I mean, we all die, but you can die faster and live a life of morbidity instead of a higher quality life. So that's for yourself, and then, or for, okay, I'm just dying because of sickness, morbidity. You can also have death because of accidents, whether it's yourself or your loved ones, your children. And how does this tie in with draining interactions? You're like, Rainbow, that's such a stretch. What are you talking about? Okay, so let me get to more examples of draining interactions with, as it pertains to the spectrum. Like, you look at a big, broad, encompassing spectrum. Like, let's just say on this side is the black, just a color, in reference to a color, the black, and this side is the white. Let's say the white, or this on my right hand, is more contributing, uplifting, giving, the builder-uppers, the contributors. How many of you know the people who are like, oh, hey, I carry my own weight and then some? Like, they usually help the group, the organization, the institution. And then there's the others, like I said, the annoying people in the classroom who just drain the classroom and the teacher. Like, oh, okay, they suck the energy out of the room. So let's say my left hand will be more towards the lack, and then me in the middle is more towards neutral, or not neutral, but in the middle. There's like the gray areas, there's the white or positive or contributing, uplifting areas, the stronger, the strength, the fortitude, the fortunes. You see, this side is more of the abundance matrix. Okay, I'm just using these words. Other teachers use other words. And the other side is more of the lack matrix, which the words, the concepts that, and energies and tensions that revolve around this are fear, war, scarcity, poverty consciousness, fear, false evidence appearing real. Okay, these things, competition. And what's on this side? Love, a unity, abundance, evolution. Win, win, win for all. Yes, it takes work, but that's how you get there. That's how you get your happiness. That's how you get your strength. That's how you get your health, not just health, but vitality and wellness. That's how you get the best. And if you want to, I mean, you probably already know this, the more you give, the more you'll get back in return. But are you giving out of lack? The intention, the energy, the vibration. Are you seeking something? Are you feeling needy? Or are you, on this side, are you feeling needy? Like, oh, I need approval. I had a coworker. Oh, she was so annoying. She'd always be like, oh, hi, Rainbow. Oh, that's so pretty. And it was just like sucking, like the energy. Like, if you can feel, when you get attuned to feeling and reading energy, you're like sucking. She was sucking, fishing for compliments. Okay? She didn't just really mean that. The connection that she had was, I need energy. I need, in the form of compliments, attention, love. And not to say that this is evil, but, okay, let's say this side is more nefarious, evil, criminal, diabolical. And then in the middle is maybe, okay, the teacher or the people fishing for compliments, feeling needy, or maybe narcissistic friends or family members who are, okay, I'm so needy. Whereas on the other side, it's really evil, where it's like, oh, eugenesis, I want to kill you, depopulation. People who actually, kill on many different levels, whether they chortle energy, and, people do this. Why do they do it? For many reasons. Maybe that's just their element. They have no soul. They're born that way. Okay, so do we have compassion for them? I don't know. That's up to you. I mean, that's the way I view things, like from their perspective, in their shoes. Okay? Like, do I have respect and compassion for those people who like to do... You know what? I got my pen and paper because I am doing my best to Okay, can you read this word? I'm trying not to say it. Okay? You know, other people do rituals that are evil. So, and if I sound like I'm being vague, I'm doing this on purpose because I want this transmission to live stream and I want you guys to get it successfully instead of these, other people trying to interfere, incept, and do distortions. So, like I said, this side can be more of the evil, nefarious. They do these things, and you're like, oh my gosh, that's so horrific. How can people do that? Okay, I touched upon this in other videos. It's because maybe they have no soul, they're so deeply ingrained in the programming, they either got groomed into this type of lifestyle, and or that's who and what they are. That's what they're born as, naturally. Like, like what I said, things like this. Okay? And then on the other side, you're like, oh, okay, what are this? The freedom fighters, the freedom warriors? What are you guys fighting for? What is this? Is this, you know how they say the blank will not be televised? That's why you won't be seeing these things. Okay? That's where Bear and I come in with. People are like, oh, psychic protection, that's just shielding. No, this is where we go into, a lot of people like to say, oh, this is fake. However, before you criticize things, you need to know where people are coming from. We speak on our personal life experiences. People don't know my background. Like, I didn't say everything. Whether I have been attacked or interact or been exposed to other circles that do things that I don't agree with, that are harmful, right? In different circles. And for people, when they come at us and say certain things, it just shows and tells me where they're at. Like, they don't know. And I want to share this more on like our Patreon, where people are closer to us, I'm going to write some stuff right now. Okay, so when I'm talking about my experience, it's not just with other healers, other shamans, other people, just nobodies who like to do some dumbassery and do psychic attack. You see these circles that I'm putting right here, that I'm showing you right here? Okay? People don't know our other background and history, because a lot of stuff is not just learned in a classroom. It's about the hard knocks of life. Okay, and I just added another one. Okay? And I'm not saying that, hey, we are a part of these, but Bear and I have experiences together and individually where these people have interacted with us physically, directly or indirectly, or astrally, etherically, there are different realms. And just because you think you know something, people are afraid to be wrong. People are afraid for their paradigms and their realities to not just shift but crumble. And that's part of the lack matrix. How does this affect you? Well, you won't be happy, you'll be miserable if you have to operate from the lack matrix, which there are many characteristics, such as the needing to be right, the needing to put other people and things in boxes. So when you say these things, it just shows me like your consciousness of where you're at right now, or the kind of experiences you've had or have not had. And there are different realities, and they're all intermingling, commingling right now. It's emerging. We are emerging into 5D, okay? Not just stepping into it, but we invite it by how we choose our words, our thoughts, our mindsets, our vibrations. What vibrations and energies are you emanating at? And this goes back to the topic of this video, draining interactions. You're like, well, Rainbow, how does that tie in? Okay, you're thinking, oh, is that just for business? As an entrepreneur, draining interactions? Oh, is that just for psychic protection? Oh my gosh, is that for this that is going on right now? You know? And it's on many levels, you know, whether it be attack on your health, on your finances, on your physical freedoms. And I'm really doing my best not to say certain words. That's why I keep pausing, and you're like, so you have to fill in the gaps, okay? Those of you who already listened to me for maybe the past, I don't know, last eight videos, whether it be on any of my social media, you just fill in the gaps. You'll know what I'm trying to say without saying certain words. That way, this transmission can still go through successfully. Okay, so when we look at the title of this video is Draining Interactions. When we look at this side of pure evil, and again, perception. Do the people who reside on this side call it evil, or is that good for them? Okay, and then the people on this side, oh, okay, they love freedom, they love sovereignty, they love abundance, unity consciousness, prosperity, win-win-win for all. And then the people on this side, no, it's about domination, fear and control, manipulation, deception. They have to cloak everything. Whereas the people here are like, oh no, you know, it's supposed to be transparent because we are one and all, you know. We all help each other, unity consciousness. Okay, so in the middle, we might go back to this spectrum that I'm talking about. Let's just say the breadwinners, the contributors, the people who are evil and want to kill everyone else. In the middle, okay, maybe let's just say innocent, quote-unquote innocent or benign narcissists. They're just needy. They just need attention. They like to do these draining interactions like suck your money, break their promises. Good morning, Kat. They like to, let's say, they like to use you. They like to suck your energy. Okay, not to the point of killing you, but maybe just to the point of making you feel exhausted, drained, tired, or sniped, used, abused, and you feel resentful. You don't know why. Well, I'm telling you why. It's because there are some people who actually latch on to you with they siphon off with their tentacles, whatever. They'll pierce and break into your aura, and then they'll be like, oh, okay, I'm actually sucking your energy. And there are people who do this. Okay, these are the type of things that I'll be teaching in the online class, like how to prevent this, how to be aware of it, what are the different symptoms, how to spot them, and how to deal with them. So, again, I'm still going over the spectrum. Very evil, diabolical, nefarious, want to kill people, whatever, and all these other yucky things, such as, you know, not so good rituals and this. Okay, so that's on this side. The other side are, well, let's say the people who fight against that, who represent more uplifting and benevolent philosophies, concepts, utopias, things like that. Ideas, way of life. The other examples that I do have are, okay, in the middle, asking draining questions, just having draining interactions. So it can be very extreme. That side, this side. This is like good, the war of good and evil. They fight each other. But in the middle, there's like the people who are like, oh, they may be unaware. ignorant or just they don't know any better. Just being needy, being annoying. Oh, I need to ask you this. I need to ask you that. Oh, can you do this for me? Can you do this favor for me? Oh, can you let me borrow money? Whatever, just attaching to you in many different ways, different kinds of relationships. And I go over this, with the different kinds of emotional vampires and how to spot them, how to deal with them. So that's on the interpersonal relationship level. However, like you said, everything is interconnected. When it comes to this, I don't know if you guys can see it. When it comes to this, when you talk about on a global scale, talk about like, can you see, what does it look like? This man, okay, sure, I have sympathy and compassion, and it breaks a lot of people's hearts. At the same time, this draining interaction, these people who plan these eugenicists, oh, am I allowed to say that? Anyways, these people who like to do depopulation, they plan and orchestrate all of these things that are to get rid of people, depopulation. And that's why we have many levels and layers working together against each other, or even using each other to either depopulate or have people live long and prosper in a healthy, balanced, more in a way that's more win-win-win for all, instead of the diabolical, nefarious, doing all these other quote-unquote evil things. And I keep saying that quote-unquote or evil because it depends. Probably on their perspective, that's not evil. They glorify that. That's who they are. Whether they be psychopaths or just have no souls, or that's the type of entity they really are born as. Like, that's the type of soul they are. Okay? Because people may say, "Oh, I don't believe in like Bigfoot." Well, believe in it or not, when you finally do believe in these things that some people may say supernatural, once you have the experience, then you can never go back. Sure, you may think, or other people may tell you, "Oh, you're crazy," but really, when your mind and your consciousness and your experience is open, you'll see that, oh my gosh, this is real. These people weren't full of cockadoodle-doo after all. This reality, or these things that happen, really do exist. Okay, so I was trying to say all right, so I'm going to try to wrap it up, and today's video topic is draining interactions. It can be as extreme as affecting you for death of you and or your loved ones, suicide, or just loss, little losses, maybe unhappiness. Well, it depends on what your values are. Loss of happiness, peace, freedom, joy, privacy, freedom to just walk outside and go where you want, when you want, without fear. Fear of what? Without fear of being what? Incarcerated or killed, abused. So how can we prevent these? How can we spot them? How can we win over these draining interactions, whether it be as extreme as like violence and death, or as quote unquote benign as needy people? like emotional vampires or, well, the thing is, even though I could label it as benign, people who are needy can also suck the life force out of you on many levels, whether it be sex, through sex, money, um, um, time, being wasteful and just kind of draining your time. You're like, okay, you're telling me this and we're getting nowhere. We're not really being productive or uplifting or helping yourselves or the world in a contributing way. It's like, oh, space. For example, a roommate could be dumping all their, okay, so your inner world reflects your outer world. The roommate could be dumping all their trash and you can't find your keys, so you wasted 1 hour and you missed your appointment, and you, let's just say, now you owe money to, like, you have to pay $50 to the dentist because you missed your appointment because you couldn't find your car keys because your roommate's filth was just all over that you couldn't find your keys. That's just an example of space. How people can be taking and or draining through space, physical things, space. Okay, so how you can be more, you can pause instead of just asking people. And the thing is, I don't enable neediness, I don't enable emotional vampires, because I teach this. Other people will be annoyed. Well, I don't enable victimhood, which is being needy, immature, acting like babies. When certain people want to ask things, it's like, okay, just pause, take a breath, and see. Ask yourself, how am I empowered and able to look this up myself? I don't want to waste Rainbow's time. She's going to look down on me because I'm being parasitic or vampiric with her energy and her time. And so you prepare, you don't just keep asking things that are in plain sight. It's like if you read, it's right there. Or if you click, it's right there. Okay? Those are the things that people may not be aware of. However, once you educate yourself, like now, then it's like, oh, okay, I'm not performing a draining interaction because I can help myself. I can do this. And yes, there's a time and place where it's like, okay, we do need to reach out in a healthy, balanced way. Not the way of just being, being a pest and trying to suck people's energy. Because mostly these people, they don't really want to know the truth. They're not ready for change. They're not ready to commit to their personal transformation or, when people do that, I can tell who respects their time. I can tell who respects their self-worth and their energy. You can tell a lot about a person, how they live, where they spend their money, how they invest their education, who they hang around with, who they spend their time with. And that's why I'm talking about draining interactions, because yes, it relates to psychic protection. Yes, it relates to psychic attack or this or this. Where is it? Right here. How we're stepping into that. So essentially, it reflects on everything. It reflects on your personal level, your relationship with yourself, on the relationship with other people, with the institutions, with the globe, with interdimensionally. Because yes, I do believe, and I interact, and this is how we work, as shamans, with different dimensions, different beings, benevolent beings and whatnot. And where am I? And so how can you prevent draining interactions? So I'm first telling you pause, become aware. Am I operating from the lack matrix? Am I feeling needy when I'm asking this? Do I really want to know the question? Do I really want to shop and buy? You're at a store and maybe you just want to make conversation. Maybe some guys are desperate. They'll come up to you and be like, "Oh, hey, and it just reeks of desperation, and you're like, okay, turned off." So it feels like a repellent or repelling energy when you have someone someone coming to you and you're like, okay, it's not the words that are coming out of their mouth, it's not the action that they're doing that you physically see them doing. It's you have to tune into, are they vibrating at lack, or are they vibrating at abundance, or poverty consciousness, or prosperity consciousness? What do I mean? Abundance consciousness. Are they secure? Are they full? Are they feeling empowered? Are they feeling independent? Are they feeling like, hey, I don't need you, I could do this myself? Like, I not necessarily I don't need you, but I'm highly capable. Or is it like, oh, I just need your attention, I'm playing the victim, I just want to suck your energy because I don't feel good enough, I don't have enough self-love or self-worth, which, by the way, we are responsible to give that to ourselves. First and foremost, you will never be satiated if you don't give that to yourself. Other people cannot give that to you. It's false. It's like, it's still draining. They can give you as much money. They can throw money at you, throw love, attention, whatever, or abuse. That's still attention. And you're still going to feel needy if you don't feed that to yourself, that self-love. You see? So when people operate from that, when people operate from the lack matrix, you ask, why are they really doing this? Do they really care? Do they feel like, oh, they just want to say what's up? Or is it like, oh my God, I'm talking to her because I need money? Or, oh, I'm talking to, like, what's the intention? Okay, why is the boss really saying, oh, Rainbow, I can help you, connect with me? Oh, do they want sex from me? Or are they trying to snoop around and saying, oh, I'm going to help you, you can rely on me, but really it feels off. You're like, why do I not trust this person? Oh, it's because really they're needing something, such as, not just sure, maybe it could be positive, like, oh, I need help, teamwork, we help and boost each other up. That's the positive, contributing side, more balanced, more authentic and trustworthy. Or the other side of, oh, I'm not telling you, but I'm being deceptive, I'm being sneaky, and I want to get to you because I want to know the secrets of this person. Maybe they want to date that person, or they want to tear that other person down. And maybe I'm friends with, let's just say the boss and the coworkers scenario. I'm friends with someone and they trust me because they know I don't gossip or I don't talk too much. So they're like, okay, maybe I can get Rainbow to open up and I can find out if that person there is stealing. Okay? So again, how can you do this? Don't look at the action so much. Yes, you can, but it can be incongruent because you have to read the intentions, feel into their energy. And if you're empaths, you can really do this even better. So, okay, what are they really seeking? Why do I feel off about this? Why do I not trust that person? What is it that they're not telling me? Stealing. Okay, draining interactions. A lot of people, okay, I will be wrapping this up soon. I have a long day, so I'll be wrapping this up soon. Like I said, I wasn't planning on coming on today, but I was really inspired to even just to touch base a little bit. Stealing. A lot of people complain about people stealing from them. Did I used to steal? Yes. Have I stolen before when I was younger? Yes. And why did I stop? Because, what do you guys think? Draining interactions. When you operate from the lack matrix, fear, poverty, scarcity, poverty consciousness, competition, war, not enough, everything not enough. What do you mean? It's just this mindset and mentality, so that's what you vibrate at. And you can change across the spectrum. You can change from, oh, I feel really secure and stable, whether it be financially or in my confidence. Oh, uh, I trust myself. I trust that I'm capable of winning. I'm capable of holding down this job. I'm capable of raising my children. I'm a winner. I'm a warrior. So when you look on this side of the abundance, all the words that are associated with that abundance matrix, evolution, win, win, win for all, unity, love, prosperity, winning, um, keep on giving, the gift that keeps on giving, love, not STDs. Horrible gift. Um, Viruses. Anyways, so, when you think of like viruses, wait, I was saying something else. What was I saying? Oh my goodness. Trying to finish what I'm saying. What was I talking about? I want to finish that story or that. Okay, if it comes back, it comes back. But these are the sides that are uplifting. These are sides that are downward spiral from depression to death, all of that. Evil acts, evil thoughts. And in the middle, just maybe people who are unaware or harmful, but not as harmful as the people who want to do depopulation or eat you. Oh, stealing. Got it. Stealing. Okay, I must be doing good with avoiding these words because they haven't zapped me. I'm able to see. Still on. Ugh. Stealing. I have stolen in the past. And karma. Law of circulation. Law of reciprocation. There are people who just show up and it's like gimme, gimme, gimme energy. And it's just so off-putting. They're not even aware of it. It's just like in and out. Gimme, gimme, no hi, hello, how are you, rainbow? Or, hey, how are you doing? Oh, maybe give a compliment or give support. You can give support in many ways, whether it's attention or love or money or maybe a referral or something like intel, information, something that is helpful, not just for that person, but for the group. Like, okay, I'll get back to stealing. I think of all these spokes of examples. Like, I had a mentor. She wanted to get to her other higher mentors more successful than her, right? Okay, how do you get to him? You can't just talk to people when they're, operating on a certain level. Like, let's say, trying to get to a certain celebrity or politician. Okay, no, they may not be that, but she bought thousands of his books because he wanted something. He wanted to make one of his books the best selling. He wanted to be a best-selling author. He didn't want her money. You see, you got to think, what are people looking for? I'm looking for people who are empaths and emerging healers who want to have more control over their psychic abilities and their relationships. They want to feel more peace and control over that. So, see, people might just think, oh, this person, you can just pay him off. You can buy him off. People are bought and sold. Well, you have to know how a person ticks because you can't do that with me. We have walked out on millionaires, okay? And Bear has turned down other people who wanted him to become in other occult groups. And it's like, no, he said it felt off. And we're not about that life. We're more about the benevolence, the neutrality, We may not, okay, yeah, I can judge sometimes, but for the most part, we don't want to judge or put people in boxes. That's limiting. Again, that's operating from the lack matrix. So yeah, Bear turned down those people. It's like, I don't need that type of power. Or he doesn't need that type of power. He doesn't want to be associated with that type of lifestyle. Okay? So when you become really clear with what you want, who you are, your constitution, your values, then you become stronger and less resistant to being bought and sold. Sellouts. What price? What price do you have? Or do you even not have a price? And if the price keeps escalating, will you waver? Will you be sold? Will you be bought and sold? Now, going back to stealing, a lot of people, they keep announcing that people are stealing from them, whether it be in the spiritual community or not. The thing is, what that tells me about them, I had another lady, very powerful dragon magic lady. Tiny ass, but compact. Oh, so much shit, freaking dynamite. She said, okay, why did I stop? Why did I stop stealing? Because it was so bad that I had a wake-up call, Oh, I wish I had the book right now. I'd go grab it. No, I'm not going to go grab it. Maybe I will. I got my car broken into, and I'm like, okay, I'm taking responsibility for creating my reality. I realized that's not the kind of life I want to live. This is universal law. Karma, it comes back to you. So from then on, not only did I stop operating out of, stop stealing, because stealing is just one of the characteristics of operating out of lack, because it is rooted in the belief of lack, rooted in the belief of, I don't have enough, so I'm going to take some ketchup from whatever. Some people, I don't eat at fast food, but some people say, I'm going to take some ketchup from McDonald's. I'm going to take all these napkins. You hoard, and it's embarrassing because, people do that because they think, I'm saving money. But what they don't realize is it's vibrating lack, and when you operate from lack, it produces more lack, like accidents, okay? For example, when you feel guilty, accidents and misfortunes happen to you. Do you understand? And what does guilt mean? It means going against your values. You believe in something, but then you betrayed yourself. You betrayed and went against your own values. So those lower vibrations of the shame, guilt, and fear. I'm pointing at the three lower chakras. The solar plex, the sacral, the root. When you have those lower vibrations and you vibrate at those, those are the imbalances of those bottom three chakras. You will produce more misfortunes, people stealing from you, disease, inharmonious relationships, conflicts, accidents, okay? So it is a direct way of how, a direct correlation of how you create your reality. That's why I talk so much about the intention and what you're vibrating at. Fear, okay? The lady who keeps asking me for compliments or giving compliments to me, she's vibrating out of fear or lack. I fear nobody loves me. I lack self-love. I lack confidence. So I'm going to keep giving rainbow compliments. And then she's like waiting and fishing, and it feels draining to me. I can feel her trying to drain. It's like, okay. She's giving compliments because she's feeling needy. Stealing. People keep talking about stealing. They have stolen. That's why people keep stealing from them. And it's not just physical things. When you steal people's time, you break your promises, you don't show up, you say, we're going to do this. Like, I've had other people, leaders in the community, say, we're going to get together, Rainbow, we're going to do this. Like 7 times. It's like, really? I left you all these voicemails, and you know who you are, guys. I left you voicemails. I left you emails. I've kept my part of my appointments. And what? You just flake out? Many of you have done this. I've experienced this with many of you. Okay? And I don't care if you have awards. A lot of these people are well recognized, have titles and awards. Not just in the community or the state. And, okay, I'm going to judge right now. I'm just going to say, that's pretty shameful. So, all right, I let that go. Now to get out of judgment. Yeah, I'm human too, so I do have some negativity. I'll let that go. Let that off my chest. I'll release that and just vibrate high again. Just forgive and be like, okay, over it. Time to move on. Like Tony Robbins says, 90 seconds You feel that negative emotion, allow yourself, boom, time's up. You work your way up to it. You feel like, oh, what are you talking about? I stayed depressed for 10 years for 1 week. And you do it in a minute and a half. The more you exercise that muscle, the more you're going to get better at it, at shifting your mindset and shifting your vibration. And it doesn't always happen like the flick of a light switch. You ratchet up. You're going down, falling down is even easier, You're like, oh, I'm so pissed off because blah, 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 something happened. But raising your vibration up again, you can do it slowly. You don't just go from black to white. So stealing. People keep telling me or keep announcing, and the thing is, I was groomed by my mentors not to be announcing all your failures. Like, you don't need to be draining up my emails or my space and saying, I can't make it, I can't make it, I can't make it. And then you look at my calendar and I see all these red X's. Like, what? You took up my whole calendar. X's. Cancellation, cancellation, cancellation. That's like almost 30 days out of 30 days or 25 days out of 30 days. You need to get your life together. So I don't associate with those type of people anymore. Okay? That's one of the things of draining interactions and psychic protection. You know that what are your limits, what are your boundaries with your time, with your space, with how you interact, how you allow them to treat you, how you allow them to come at you or interact with you. Like, I'm not going to spoon feed you guys. What Bear and I teach is empowerment. We create other leaders. We are leaders creating other leaders. Okay? Not followers, not babies, not people who are needy. Do your homework, do your research, take responsibility, heal yourself. Not, oh, I'm going to throw money at you and the problem should be fixed. No, it doesn't work that way. It's about taking responsibility, personal responsibility, growing, honing, owning yourself, owning your power. This is how you get your power. This is how you get your power, your happiness, your confidence, your peace, your health, your financial stability. Taking personal responsibility. So when people tell me that a lot of people steal from them, you go back to thinking draining interactions. How did you steal? Did you steal other physical items from other people? Or did you steal? Like, I've had people disrespect. It's like, oh, okay, they asked us to speak somewhere, and yet they didn't even protect their time slot. I mean, really? I spent how many days preparing this presentation for you? And I even changed it when I realized the demographic or your audience was different. And yet, you couldn't even have the boundaries, the safety. I couldn't even trust you that you could protect and have that time slot for Bear and myself to talk. Instead, it became bastardized. It became stolen. It became infringed on. Like, okay, we took time out of our jobs, out of our busy life and schedule, and traveled so far, and you couldn't even organize something where, hey, everyone's time slot is respected. Everyone's time was respected. I mean, we were speakers, and this didn't happen. So yes, I do have a bad taste in my mouth for those people. Whether they meant to harm us or not, the thing is, that's still a draining interaction because they didn't put attention, time, and energy, and respect and boundaries, the care into taking care of us or their other speakers. So there was tension, and it was more like, lack, operating out of lack, scarcity. Oh, I'm competing for your attention. I'm competing for your time. Oh, you stole my time slot. Okay. So, yeah, stealing is a direct result of, someone steals from you, it's because you steal. Ask yourself, how did I steal? Did I steal their trust? Did I break their trust? Did I gossip? Did I steal their reputation or credibility by bad mouthing them? Okay? So it is both tangible and intangible, not just stealing physical things. So be honest, be brutally honest with yourself. Why is this happening? Okay? When I operate out of lack, haste makes waste. Okay? I try to hurry up and put this sheet on, and when I'm rushing, I'm physically rushing, it gets crumpled. So I have to take extra time just to fix it again, to make the sheet, this on the bed or the couch, whatever, make it waste more time just to put it on and make it flat instead of crumpled and someone's sitting down on it and it's like, oh, you just ruined it. So that's what I'm talking about. When you are going to make appointments with someone, don't just break them. And the thing is, keep your appointments. Yes, doctors and dentists, they can charge you, or massage, whatever, like $50 if you don't show up. Well, you booked that time slot and you're not respecting their time with other people. When other people are operating out of fear or lack or scarcity, they're off center. They get knocked off center easily because they're not clear or operating for abundance matrix. They're operating from lack matrix. Oh my God, this is a fear tactic. I have to go. I have to go to this meeting, or else whatever, or else someone will not like me, will disapprove of me, will reject me. Okay, do you really have to? Are you acting as a personal sovereign being? Or is it like this? Here's an example. I can pause and say, why am I being blackmailed by this person? Why am I being guilt tripped? Do I really need to attend this? Or do I need to attend to my life because I already paid $200 for this appointment or for this class or for this session? Why should my life have to change when I'm already committed to something and someone else, something that I want, that I planned way in advance, and then this person just tries to push me over and, knock me off center and be like, oh my God, I have to cancel because this person over here is operating out of lack, so then now I'm operating out of lack. Do you see? That doesn't fly. That doesn't fly with us. So I used to have a friend, and I wouldn't say that she was nefarious, doing evil things to me, but it just got to a point where she was doing the same things, but I had to leave her because the way I respect my time, how I live my life, was just becoming stronger and more out of alignment with her vampiric ways. What do I mean? Oh my God, my lashes. Oh my God, I lost my money. Oh, just go ahead and park there. Like, I had to listen to her just because she had money and she wanted to throw money at me? No, Rainbow, don't play that. Go park here. I'm like, no, I'm not going to park there. I don't want to get a ticket. We have to park in where we put money, and this is where we park. No, it's okay. I'll pay for your ticket. No. I care about having a clean record. I love myself that I'd rather do it this way instead of, oh yeah, you can just have a ticket, doesn't matter. She was living this abusive lifestyle, even though she claims and says and does all these spiritual things. I love her, and at the same time, yes, I love people. Even when they piss me off, I still have this love for humanity. I still have this love for sentient beings. When I started to raise myself up, I had to leave her. She was not in alignment with who I am, what I teach, and the lifestyle. She was being very vampiric and parasitic. She wanted to boss me around and have me do everything that she wanted. But it was coming out of lack. If her and I were more in alignment, more like stable, kind of like the noble gases, they hardly interact with anyone because they're already full in their outer electron shell, right? And she's so chemically reactive, meaning she didn't have any control over herself. She would just go on a whim, but everything was out of lack. Oh my God, Rainbow, I'm not happy. Let's get out of this restaurant. And kid you not, we went to like several restaurants, and I was even getting finally embarrassed because we ran into other people that we knew, and she was acting like this just because she was so cranky and crabby, just because she was in a bad mood. I mean, everything was stemming from I'm not enough, from lack of self-worth, lack of happiness. She was just operating on lack so much that I didn't put up with it anymore. She wasn't trying to disrespect me, but in a sense, in my perspective, she was disrespecting me, my time. I don't live like that, I make decisions that are based more out of the abundance matrix. If not 100% of the time, most of the time, I do my best to do that. And the decisions that she was making were like, oh, let's go here. Oh, these people are so lowly. Yeah, how pretentious. Oh, it's like I don't even look down on people like that. Oh, these people are so lowly. Let's go eat over here. So prissy. I loved her like my own sister. Yes, she was my sibling in another lifetime, but it was just time to part ways because it was really draining hanging out with her. And I wasn't willing to be bribed and bought by her. Like, okay, I'll buy you this, whatever, this smoothie. I'll buy you this. It doesn't matter. I don't care. She made me feel small and as if I didn't have enough worth because I didn't have as much money as she did or any at that time. But I don't even care. I'd rather have my sovereignty, my freedom of choice, my dignity than to be bought off by the likes of her. Yeah, I still have love for her, but she can't just bully me around and be like, drive over here, drive over there. Um, you know, it was just all about her because she had this hurt, wound in her child. So she just always wanted to repair that. And the way she was going about it was not really investing in herself. It was more investing in, I don't want to say band-aiding, but exacerbating the wounds, that stemmed from her childhood, from the neglect, the abandonment, the abuse. Okay? Just on so many levels. And did I have that too in my childhood? Yes. But the more you heal those wounds, the more you're able to float like a healthy ship is supposed to float. And this is what we teach. This is what I teach in the psychic protection. You patch up all those wounds. You heal it with the love and light. All those shadows. That's why we need to be talking about, revealing, putting sacred space, holy love and trust into the shadows. Because if you ignore it, you suppress it, what you resist grows. What you resist persists. These lacks, these traumas, these wounds. So, no, my friend didn't do anything differently. I just had to leave her because we were just so out of alignment. Before I was just wavering. I didn't really know what I was doing with my life. But once I started to be like, no, this is hypocrisy. I teach about psychic protection and bullying, and you're doing this to me on so many levels. My money, just whatever. It doesn't match. It wouldn't look good. It would be with her. Okay? So if you're listening to this, I love you, sister. I always will. And, just neutrally. It's just peacefully time. to go our separate ways. Okay. So, do let me know, whether it be comment here on whatever platform you're watching this, or email. You can get on our website, benrainbow.com. There's a contact submission form. Let me know what, I'd like to know. What is it that you want me to teach? Because I'm going to switch over from like 8 to 10 hour days to like 1 to 2 hour online sessions. Okay. I have some of them. I have some of the ideas, okay? So you can tell me what's on your mind, and you can tell me what you think about these ideas. Chakras, protection strategies, cord clearing, clearing chakras, space clearing, emotional vampires, the psychology of psychic attack, psychology of psychoprotection, self-worth, boundaries, bullying. Okay, those are just ideas. There's more, whether it be personal relationships with yourself, everyone else, with money, other people, interpersonal relationships, institutional levels, global levels, interdimensional levels. Okay, they all are interrelated and coexist, intermingle with one another. So, for those of you who are like, oh, I don't really know which one, but you just know, oh, okay, I need to learn from Rainbow. Yeah, connect with us. We're going to be launching our Patreon soon, but that's why I'm letting you know about this and where we stand. See, we're not just the normal psychoprotection teachers who teach about shielding. We go above and beyond the defensiveness of psychoprotection. And the book that I actually wanted to show you was Catherine Ponder's Dynamic Laws of Prosperity, which one of my mentors have introduced to me. Oh, I love that book so much. And I only paid 1 cent for it. I actually paid more for the shipping and handling, which was very nominal. And that, people teach about joy, prosperity, and abundance, and living from Tantra, from love. That more is what makes me happy, what I like to teach. And at the same time, I know that this is what the people ask me of. So if you're like, oh my gosh, it's just all about sex protection, well, there's a reason why. It's because this is what you guys are needing and wanting from me, from Bear, from us. So that's how we differ. It goes above and beyond the psychoprotection. It's more into tapping into your empowerment, your happiness, your peace, your joy, your balance, your freedom as a spiritual being, as a physical being. Okay, I've really got to go. Take care, guys, and you can subscribe. You can contact us on benrainbow.com. Subscribe to our free email and/or email newsletter and/or mini mobile app for notifications. Take care. Have a wonderful, beautiful, miraculous day, and peace and many blessings. Healing. It is all that is.